Cody, go back. Good! Good dog! That's a good dog!
Hillbilly girl, just as sweet as wine.
Go back. Good. Go back. Go back. Good dog!
Like a muscadine. Said you get a little touch of that Holy Ghost.
Cody, go back. Good dog!
Catfish hair.
Good. Good girl. That's a good girl. Oh, good. Good. Did. Good dog. Good dog. Real fun. Good. We're back this morning with Cody. Yesterday was probably one of our best days so far. We've strung together some really nice ones recently. We talked yesterday about her comfort level being there, and I just think she's really in a good state of mind for learning. So I try to push that when it's there, when you have the chance. When I say push it, I don't mean force it. I just mean put the gas, step on it a little bit, take advantage of it. I do have some scheduling things that are going to be coming up with her, and I started thinking about them last night. And I was talking with a buddy of mine for this filming. You know, I'm probably doing it quicker than I normally would with any of my dogs, just because I'm not in a time, I have no time restraints, or I'm not in a time crunch to get things done with my dogs. We get them done when we get them done. With her, she's a client's dog, so we do want to get her back. They want her back bad. So we're going a little bit faster probably, but not to the point where we sacrifice or give up anything from a training standpoint. So, and our clients are really understanding of that. Especially by the time they get to this point. These people are friends of ours. We've trained multiple dogs for them. So they get it. They totally get our processes take time. So I'm not trying to rush things with her, but I am. And so what I am going to be doing too in the next, over the next couple weeks is we're going to look at, even because of my scheduling, giving her some breaks where she's going to go back home. They're not going to take steps forward, but they're just not going to allow steps to go backwards, is what we need to achieve during those time periods. I think it's a chance to recharge the dog too. I think sometimes we go, things are going good, so we really pile it on. We're maybe getting 2 sessions in a day. I have been working her outside of back commands. Last night I worked on jumping this fence with her, teaching her over. We're going to continue that. I'm doing that because I'm going to incorporate over into back casting pretty soon, and she's got to know over without any back casting or bumpers or anything first. So it's just all these little compartments that we're working on individually that are going to be pieced together into bigger drills later. So, but what we're going to do is, I think sometimes we push when things are going well, and then we kind of hit roadblocks because of it. And so I think we have to recognize it. And I was talking with a buddy of mine who's running into that right now with his dog. And my recommendation to him was, and I mean, this is like a real 180 of where his dog was for months leading up to right now, just a little bit of a hiccup. And I recommended we need to fix it right away. But I do think taking a week off and not doing anything formally, let's cut a week out, or 3-4 days, and don't get into a lot of retrieving. Don't get into some of these drills. So those are going to be breaks for her coming up, but then we're going to come back, and I think she'll come, we'll see, but I do think they come back a little recharged. She's really in a good state right now, so we're not going to take a break just yet, but in the next week or so we're going to. So anyway, today what we're going to do is, yesterday was very good with the repetitious stuff that we've been doing. She's nailing that stuff. So now it's time to add some to it. We added a diversion yesterday that threw her off. It really reminded me of back in the day when we first started with this, and she would hesitate, look at me, look back, and look at me, look back, kind of slowly turn, and then all of a sudden with enough encouragement she'd turn and go. That was real visual to me, that she was thinking the process through and trying to make sure she doesn't just react. I think sometimes dogs just react athletically and they don't connect with their minds. She is very good about thinking through things before physically reacting. I prefer that myself. It's a little easier on us as handlers. It's a little easier on us as teaching things, having them learn new skills. So we're going to, we saw that yesterday. just simply throwing a diversion behind me made her hesitate and question, should I really go back? I just saw that one. She ran in on it to start out with. And then the second one is we put her back, sent her back. Second one, she thought about it. So we're gonna build off of that right from the start today. That's what we're gonna do. Eventually, I'm gonna use this as my backdrop today. We've been making retrieves that way. We're gonna make them this way. The other thing we're doing is we're shrinking it up. I have a tendency, especially as we get comfortable with stuff, to lengthen it out pretty quickly. I like lengthening things out. I don't like dogs forming habits of super tight work all the time. I think we have to, when it comes to lining, I think we have to stretch them out. When it comes to hunting cover, casting, quartering, I do like that range tight. So again, it's a balance thing. We got to work both. But now we're trying to line out and get them at a distance with confidence. But what I do is I get in a habit of working too long all the time, and sometimes I have to reel it in and just shrink the drills. I did it yesterday with a bumper that we pitched out. And normally we pitch a bumper out 8 feet. And we turn and we no heel. And we heel her off of it. And she gets to the point where she just doesn't expect to pick those up. So she really doesn't pay attention to them. She starts not paying attention to them. So instead, every once in a while, what I want to do is heel. Set it up like we're going to do it all the time. It's the same routine. And you can see. And she goes, oh, I'm ready to turn around. Watch. Watch. Cody. Good. And I send her on it. Here. Good. Did. Heel. Heel. That watch cue, I was training with a friend of ours this last weekend, and he does it with his young dogs. And I'm trying it with mine. I really like the idea of her watch. Heel. That time she anticipates, so I heel out. And then I get back to here. Watch. And as soon as I say watch, she kind of puts her head back to the bumper, and he was telling me how he does it with his young dogs, and he doesn't have to line that way. I like lining, it's a comfort thing for me, but he doesn't always line, and so, like physically. So when I say watch and her head goes back to it, I think it's a big sight thing, big sight vision thing of what she was here, now she's replicating that, but it's just at a distance, but it's the same picture. Watch, steady. Again, a little bit of steadiness work needs. Watch. Cody. Good. So we can mix this stuff up. Good. And that gives us really good practice with delivery. If you got to clean up delivery, it's a good way to mix in some short, little, easy, repetitious retrieves. You build on the steadiness part of it. You also get them to stay honest when you set up memories, because they might have to go, so they kind of have to stay in tune with it. They don't always go, and as soon as they start thinking they're always going to go, then they start to lunge, and then we start to heel them back off. So it's a balance thing. I get dogs that get so used to the process, they don't really look. They turn around because they know they're not going to get it, and then I think they're missing some of that sight picture stuff. That's where that watch command, I think, is going to be kind of nice. So Craig, a buddy of ours, Craig, there's so many things you can learn from different people, and that's just one small thing that I took away from him this last weekend training. But so with her, we're going to do we're shrinking things up. The camera's not very far away, our secondary camera's not very far away, because that's how far that memory is going to be when I throw a diversion. It's going to be real short. I don't need to send her on a real long one yet. I will send her on a real long one eventually when she gets very good at the diversions. And I'll start changing my angles with the diversions and start swinging it back to be a little more tempting. To start out with, my diversions are going to go behind me. So if she does run in like she did yesterday, she runs in, I can get to between her and the dummy. She can't ever get to it. You can't throw a diversion and have them get to it, because you certainly can't correct them, because they just went and picked up a bird and you don't want to turn them off of that, or picked up a dummy, you don't want them turned off on that. So we're going to shrink it here. So I'm going to heel her out. Let's get started. There's nothing wrong with sessions that last 35-40 minutes with a young dog that have 2 or 3 retrieves. because they just replicate real life situations more often than not. When we were training this last weekend, we worked dogs for a period of time, but we were out there for 4 or 5 hours. And I bet you I know my dogs, none of them made more than 3 retrieves in 5 hours. For a 2.5 hour period, they laid remote at 75 yards and just sat and did nothing while we talked. So it's real applicable to real world stuff. Good. Now I do have to focus a little bit on her because I should put my whistle on. Good. 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 I don't like that little turn she gave me. Good. So I'm going to recall her all the way in. I'm going to pick that one up. I am going to start building in a little more denials too. She's not going to get the retrieve on that one because it just wasn't very crisp. I don't know that we would have gained a lot there. She came running in. I mean, she came in nice, but she turned on the pitch, and so I really didn't have that set up very well. So pick it up. Build patience, build steadiness, pick it up and start it over. Heel. Good. Heel. See how she starts to anticipate? Watch. No. Heel. Doesn't have to be a long distance, 2-3 steps. Now, when she comes in, I'm gonna be pitching a bumper. Look how jumpy she is. She's really anticipating. Nah. Sit. Can't get too hard on her, but she's got to know that that's not right. I'm gonna start giving her a little bit of hands in between here, so she doesn't start anticipating and jumping right away, because I might be talking to someone else. She's starting to peek and she's just remembering that bird behind her. Good. 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 Go back. Go back. Good dog. Very good. That's a good dog. Real good thinking. Very good. And hold. Hold. That's nice. Good. Did. Good heel. Sit. Go pick that one up. Good dog. Now, I don't recommend doing this if you don't have enough control to be able to stop them, but one thing that we'll use this fence for a little bit too, and I just set it up because I wanted to get some overwork in with the dog, with a couple of the dogs. Sit. One of the things you can do with this too is eventually we could stretch this out, and we could even do it this short, I guess. We could pitch a bumper behind. We could have her sit kind of where Ben is right now, and I'm going to send her back for it. But as the angle gets sharper, I can pitch a bumper up and over, and it's a lot easier, it's a lot more tempting because that angle isn't, she doesn't have to go past me. It's closer to being like a left, like a get out. Now remember, she doesn't know get out yet, so I'm doing these distractions before she ever knows left or right, because left or right's not an option for her yet. But eventually I can get it to be where it's in a left position, or if I'm on the other side of the fence, I could have it be where on the right position, and I can be here and I can pitch a bumper up over, and it's on her side, it's next to her, and I say go back, and she goes back to get that one. If she decides she can't get to it. So it's just another way of ensuring it. Now I don't think I need it because I'm physically pretty much in between her and the bumper, and the other thing is I don't think I need it for, I don't think I'm going to have to intersect her at all, because I have enough control that if she were to break, I just and get her back. If you can't do that, if you can't catch them, if they can run and beat you to it, you don't have a problem with handling, you've got a problem with foundation. So you really have to have this level of control. This is not something you just jump into, this whole process. This is something I mean, she's 2 years old. So now it's a little later than normal, and it's because we had her last year at she was about a year old. They just had a birthday, so she was just a little over a year old. She wasn't ready for this last year, so going into the duck season, she wasn't handling. She picked a few, but she never put her in a position where she had to handle. She pheasant hunted quite a bit because she just got a little more mature and grew up. So that's why we're doing it as late as we are, because the timing of the year. We're going to get her ready for duck season this year. Good. Good. Watch. Watch. Cody. Good. I reward her for watching. Good. Did. I don't want her looking at me when there's one out there. Heel. Heel. Watch. Good. Heel. Good. Good. A little bit of hand movement, just so she's not getting jumpy. You notice she started to get jumpy on me a little bit. So I'm gonna give her some hand movement. Nothing starts till I give her that whistle to start anyway. Good dog, come on, come on, come on, come on. She's always had a real nice recall, so I don't want to slow that down. So that's why I recalled her in all the way. She hesitates. I'm gonna bring her in all the way. Now I'm gonna send her out and stop her. Then I'll pitch the bumper. Good. Cody. Go back. Go back. Good dog. Good dog. Very good. Very good. Hold. Good. Did. Perfect spot to do this is in this little shady area this morning. It's getting warm already. Good. Sit. I'll go pick this one up. This is a perfect spot. You know, it probably doesn't look real impressive on video because it's not real impressive. I mean, these are 30-yard, we're in a little 30-yard area. But her thinking is what's valuable here. She's really processing the idea of, should I go get that one? No, I shouldn't. It's the last one I saw, but he's saying go back, and the habit of going back is strong. Good. So let's do this. Let's reverse it, just to give a little variation. Come on. Good. This time I'm going to go up over the top of her. Good. Good. Come on, come on, come on, little girl. Come on, little girl. That's it. That's it. Sit, sit, sit. Good. 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 That's a good dog. That's a good dog. Great decision. Good. Good. Sit. Sit. Cody. Good. Good. Steady. Go back. Good dog. Good dog. Very good. Good dog. Hold. Did. Now, the one important thing I think is sequence of how we're doing this too. I don't know that there's any set way on doing it. I think there's things that make logical sense to be done prior to and during the process, and then mixed up once in a while and all that stuff. And one of them is, you know, I'm throwing, that one was a little bit, that one wasn't really behind me, it was to the left of me. I can slowly start to swing these angles out, make it a little bit more tempting for them. But what I need to make sure is I want to do this stuff before she's going right and left. Because right now, right and left isn't even an option. So she's understanding that just go back, even though it's distracting, just go back, even though it's distracting, go back, before I ever give her an option to go left or right. Because if you start going back and then you go left or right and then you add a distraction, the distraction is 10 times harder because she actually has in her mind that maybe I should go out and get it. So sequencing in that, for that purpose, is important. Heel. Heel. Now she's never been real good at sending off a sit. She's always been better at sending. Oh! Did I get you? Hard?
Well, you got the camera right in the way.
Oh!
We're okay.
We didn't break it. I wondered, man, that was probably going to be really close to him.
You could hit a beer can off the top.
I can, and you're my beer can. You're my beer can today, big guy. I'm glad we didn't break anything. She's never been real good off of sit. She's always been sticky off of sit. She's always been better moving her feet. One thing that I have noticed is now off of her feet, she's not getting square, and I got to get her square. So I'm going to start sending her off of this sit again because she does understand what it is. I know she understands what it is. Before I blow the whistle, I'm going to pitch the diversion. A little closer angle. It's between me and her halfway, and on that side. Good. And you can see how she looks away from it. I think sometimes they do that because they go, oh my God, it's so tempting. And I think they want to peel away, knowing that that's not the one for them. I see dogs do that all the time where they look away from it. They just can't look it in the eye. But you can see her mouth, nose right now. Everything about her is getting really, she's really containing herself nicely. But she would prefer to go right now. Good. So this is a little bit of delay into it. I'm moving a little bit, moving my hands a little bit. Good, good, good. I'm gonna go with the right hand. I don't wanna go left, just out of habit, because if I had one there and I were to handle her to the left, I would always have my left hand up. So I'm always gonna do the opposite, so make it easier on her. She knows she's not going to the left if I go with the right. This is for later down the road when she knows right and left. She doesn't know it yet. Go back, go back, go back, good, go back, good dog, come on, come on, come on, come on, good, good, good. A little confusing to her, wondering if she should go over. We've been working over lately. Good, good, did, good dog, good. I also think this is getting a little boring for her. This is much more controlled than we have been doing. We've been doing some pretty fun stuff last couple weeks because she's been pretty good at it. And now we're getting into a little bit of adding some layers to it. So we can't be as loose. We can't have as much fun with it because we're not really applying it, we're learning it. Learning's not anywhere near as fun. So let's make it fun for a second. There's no reason we can't build in something fun. Now we started working on this. I should do this before, steadiness here. Before, I did this yesterday on my Instagram story. If you follow us on Instagram, it's a good place to see little quick things that we're doing. But she struggled to go over this. She didn't want to go over it. She wanted to go through it, heel, heel. So before anything, before I ever think about throwing a bumper over it, I have to get her to understand, don't go around it, don't go under it, you just go over it. And it's fun and it's okay. And I've got it high right now, I can lower that down. Sit. I'm gonna always cross the fence first. And my command for her is over, 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 good. And it's right back into heel. Good. So we're just going to cross it a few times together. Come on. Over. Good. And get her real comfortable with that. This isn't something we need to rush, but I'm not going to put a retrieve on the other side until she's super comfortable with just going over. There's her clumsiness here. Here. I like using these little snow fences because they are pretty forgiving. This is up about as high as I would want with her. We started it lower. Seat. Good. Steady. Be steady. Over. Good. You just got to figure out how to get that back leg over. Sit. Over. Good. Here. 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 From this, now I wouldn't do this all in one day. Nope. I wouldn't do this all in one day. We started doing it, just getting over one day. Over. Heel. She's still not quite there. Over. Good. Over. Good. Hold. And this is a little more fun to her. I probably wouldn't start it out with a trailing memory. I'd just pitch a little bumper over. Over. Good. Over. Good. Good. Did. So she's gotten, we've done this a few times now and she's gotten pretty good at it. She thinks it's fun. Sit. You could see that last time that I sent her back to the fence, she hesitated to pick that bumper up and she looked to the other side going, I wonder if there's one over there. I'd rather go to that one. So I wouldn't normally do this quickly and it wouldn't happen in the first session, but you guys haven't seen the other sessions that we've had to prepare us for this. So now this is the first time she's going to go over off of a back cast. Go back. Go back. Go back. Good. Over. Good. Over. Good. Good dog. Just adding a little bit of fun to this to end it. Sit. Good. Oh, terrible. I'm really off today.
Nervous now.
You're nervous? I'm nervous. Good. Good. So I'm just trying to put a little spin on this to end it. If your dog is real high spun up and high energy and you're not looking to get dogs excited during training, don't do stuff like this. You don't need to. End it with control. End it with some denials. I'll end it with denials with her too because she's gotten a little bit rushy with me. A little bit of this, a little bit of this, and I don't like that, so we're gonna start working more denials. I worked her this morning with one of my other dogs. She didn't do anything, she just watched. And I tempted the heck out of her with bumpers and Cody. Go back. Over. Good. Over. Good dog. And I'm going to end it on that. Good dog. So we got a little back and an obstacle to go over. So it's just piecing all these little things together now, and we're doing it on a real micro level this morning. Distractions we got involved in it, a little bit of a barrier we got involved with it. You saw the stickiness come back, that same stickiness that was there when we first started just doing real simple drills. She is sticky when she's not comfortable. She's sticky when we do something new. The only way to get her moving free and flowing really well is get her comfortable. So that just takes time. So we're gonna slowly keep building on, little steps. You know, I talked about it a little bit. I'm not able to record everything I do with her. So we're doing some hunt command stuff at times during the day, in the evening primarily. The over thing we did yesterday, and we showed that on our Instagram story. But those are little pieces that I'm always building in with the idea of eventually I'm going to connect them to some of the core stuff that our big focus right now is handling. And first step in that is our back. And then we're going to start to connect the handling to other stuff that we're either working on or other stuff that she already knows. So a real boring session this morning, but real successful. She really, I just really like watching her think, because I just think she's a smart dog. You know, she comes from one of the dogs that we bred back, and it's a long line of real intelligence, and that's just something I really appreciate. I really like watching that. So it was a good session. Come on, good dog, come on, very good.